Motherhood can be one of the most joyful and fulfilling experiences in a woman's life. However, the first few months after birth can be overwhelming and filled with unpleasant feelings. Along with the many complications of birth, one complication gets specifically overlooked: postpartum depression. So, what exactly causes postpartum depression? Postpartum depression is a complex disorder under the umbrella of major depressive disorder, caused from a variety of elements such as hormonal, environmental, and genetic factors. But why is postpartum depression so important? Carlson et al. Said that 1 in 7 women have postpartum depression within the first year, which is almost 14% of women. According to Mitchell et al. And Guintevino et al., postpartum depression has a global prevalence of 17%. And Swanson et al. Said that 50% of women are undiagnosed due to the stigma and embarrassment around depression. The direct causes of postpartum depression have been long speculated, and researchers and many scientists are still discovering what specific genetics, hormones, and proteins are involved in postpartum depression. This being said, postpartum depression is not caused by a single gene or hormone and varies case by case. Because of lack of concrete knowledge, researchers are still trying to discover all the causes. The most researched causes linked to postpartum depression are 5-HTT gene, COMT, MAOA, oxytocin and OXTR, and estrogen and progesterone. Hormones and proteins and genes, oh my. One gene that plays a role in postpartum depression is the 5-HT gene and the 5-HTT-LPR gene. This protein is a transporter for serotonin, and it regulates serotonin levels and plays a role in moderating mental health and mood. Tryptophan is also an important amino acid that synthesizes 5-HT, also known as serotonin. Tryptophan availability decreases by 15% after delivery, which can cause symptoms of postpartum depression. Swanson et al. Reported that high expression of 5-HTT polymorphisms may promote tryptophan deletion and induce major depression postpartum. It was found that Chandra et al. That women with SL and LL genotypes of the 5-HTT gene were more likely to show postpartum depression at 6 weeks after delivery. Oxytocin and OXTR is another hormone and protein involved in postpartum depression symptoms, and the function of oxytocin has a variety of functions, such as responsible for stress and anxiety regulation, contractions of the uterus and breast tissue for breastfeeding, as well as feelings of love and bonding. Bell et al. Reported that mothers with the GG genotype exhibit significantly more postpartum depression symptoms than mothers with the AGAA genotype. Kim et al. States that reduced OXTR DNA methylation levels, in simpler terms, decretion of expression of OXTR, were significantly associated with higher depression rating scores. Estrogen and progesterone, two key hormones in female reproduction, are also linked to postpartum depression, stated by Abusela et al. That those who developed depression within 6 to 10 weeks after delivery had significantly greater progesterone levels than those who were not depressed. In a study by Sitchell et al., women were given higher doses of estrogen immediately after birth and reported a lower rate of postpartum relapse, such as depression, substance use, and bipolar disorder, by 9%. But what about COMT and MAOA? COMT, catechol O-methyl oxidase, is an enzyme that breaks down hormones like dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, and it often works with MAOA, monoamine oxidase, another enzyme that breaks down the similar hormones. Together, these enzymes play a role in stress and anxiety as well as depression. The genetic variants in both MAOA and COMT can be linked to postpartum depression. Carriers of the MAOAL genotype, COMT, MET, and 5-HTL variants developed more depressive symptoms. Aside from the genomics, psychosocial interactions can play a huge role in postpartum depression, such as history of depression, socioeconomic status, traumatic events, and traumatic births, which all put women at greater risk for postpartum depression. But it doesn't only affect the mothers, it can also affect the families. According to Closa Monasterlo, children whose mothers had postpartum depression and medical problems exhibited the highest levels of psychological problems. And here are my works cited. Thank you.